What if I told you that the most powerful force shaping your reality isn't your circumstances, your background, or even your actions, but something far simpler yet infinitely more profound? It's how you see yourself. Right now, as you listen to these words, you're radiating an invisible signal to the world that determines how people treat you, what opportunities come your way, and even how random events unfold in your life. This isn't mystical thinking or wishful philosophy. This is what I call the world law of effects, and it's been quietly governing your life since the day you were born. Every interaction you've had, every door that opened or closed, every relationship that flourished or failed, has been influenced by this invisible force field of self-perception that surrounds you like a personal atmosphere. Think about the last time you walked into a room full of strangers. Before you even spoke a word, people were already forming impressions about you. But here's what most people don't realize. Those impressions weren't based solely on your appearance or body language. They were responding to something deeper, something that emanated from your core sense of self. If you walked in feeling confident and worthy, people sensed that energy. If you entered feeling insecure or out of place, they picked up on that too. This phenomenon goes far beyond social interactions. Your self-perception creates what psychologists call a self-fulfilling prophecy, but it operates on a scale much grander than most people understand. When you truly believe you're capable of success, you unconsciously behave in ways that make success more likely. You speak with more conviction, you take calculated risks, you persist through challenges, and you notice opportunities that others miss. Consider two people applying for the same job. One sees themselves as qualified and deserving, while the other harbors deep doubts about their worth. Even if their resumes are identical, they'll present themselves completely differently. The first person will make eye contact, speak clearly about their accomplishments, and ask thoughtful questions. The second might fidget, downplay their achievements, and seem uncertain. The interviewer doesn't just evaluate their skills, they respond to the energy each candidate projects. But the world law of effects extends beyond human interactions into what seems like pure coincidence. Have you ever noticed that when you're feeling particularly positive and confident, good things seem to happen more frequently? Parking spaces open up, people are friendlier, unexpected opportunities arise. Conversely, when you're in a negative spiral, everything seems to go wrong. Traffic is worse, people are ruder, problems multiply. This isn't magic or universal conspiracy. It's perception and behavior working together in subtle but powerful ways. When you feel good about yourself, you're more likely to smile at strangers, who then respond warmly. You're more likely to notice positive details in your environment. You carry yourself differently, speak more clearly, and make decisions from a place of confidence rather than fear. Your self-image acts like a filter through which you interpret every experience. If you see yourself as unlucky, you'll focus on the negative events and barely notice the positive ones. If you believe you're unworthy of love, you'll unconsciously sabotage relationships or choose partners who confirm this belief. If you think you're destined for mediocrity, you'll stop trying when things get challenging, ensuring that mediocrity becomes your reality. The fascinating truth is that the world doesn't see you as you actually are. It sees you as you believe you are. This belief system broadcasts itself through countless micro-signals. Your posture, your tone of voice, the words you choose, how you handle setbacks, what you pay attention to, and how you present yourself in both big moments and mundane interactions. Let's examine how this plays out in different areas of life. In your career, if you see yourself as someone who deserves respect and recognition, you'll naturally advocate for yourself, seek out challenges, and position yourself for advancement. If you see yourself as just another employee, you'll blend into the background and wonder why others get promoted instead of you. In relationships, your self-perception determines not just who you attract, but how you show up in those relationships. People who genuinely value themselves tend to establish healthy boundaries, communicate their needs clearly, and choose partners who treat them well. Those who struggle with self-worth often accept poor treatment, give too much while receiving too little, or push away good partners because they don't feel deserving of healthy love. Even your physical health responds to how you see yourself. Studies show that people with positive self-images tend to take better care of their bodies, recover faster from illness, and even live longer. They're more likely to exercise, eat well, and seek medical attention when needed because they believe they're worth the effort. The most powerful aspect of the world law of effects is that it's entirely within your control. Unlike your genetics, your childhood, or external circumstances, your self-perception can be consciously shaped and transformed. This doesn't mean simply thinking positive thoughts or repeating affirmations, though those can be helpful tools. It means doing the deeper work of examining your core beliefs about yourself and consciously choosing to adopt beliefs that serve your highest good. Start by paying attention to your internal dialogue. Notice how you speak to yourself throughout the day. Are you your own biggest supporter or your harshest critic? The voice in your head becomes the voice that others hear, even when you're not speaking. If you wouldn't talk to a good friend the way you talk to yourself, it's time to change that internal conversation. Begin treating yourself with the same kindness and respect you'd show someone you deeply care about. This isn't about becoming arrogant or delusional about your capabilities. It's about recognizing your inherent worth as a human being and acknowledging both your strengths and your potential for growth. The world law of effects is always operating, whether you're aware of it or not. Every day, you're sending signals to the world about who you are and what you deserve. The question isn't whether this law affects your life, but whether you're going to take conscious control of it or let it run on autopilot based on old programming and limiting beliefs. Your life is a mirror reflecting back your deepest beliefs about yourself. If you don't like what you see, the most powerful change you can make isn't to rearrange the external circumstances. It's to transform the person looking in the mirror. When you change how you see yourself, you literally change your world.